Now, from Emerging Prairie, the ecosystems director, Andrew Jason, is going to talk to us about Autonomous Nation that took place today. So, Andrew, it's great to have you. I just want to get your reaction, Andrew. I mean, before we get into Autonomous Nation, just the amazing things that are happening right now in North Dakota.
Yeah, man. Somebody told me yesterday that yesterday may have been the busiest day in Fargo ever. There was so much activity happening. And I think that's just such a great sign. Today we had folks from Germany, I think 8 different states represented. Like, North
Wow.
Dakota's on the map. We're not sleepy anymore.
No, I mean, it's incredible to see all the great things going on. So, talk to me about Autonomous Nation. Sort of what was the theme and what was the biggest wow factor for you today?
Yeah, so the theme was really around connecting the policymakers with the autonomous industry to make our region the most autonomous friendly in the country. So, when you think about North Dakota's been a leader when it comes to unmanned aerial systems for the last 10, 15 years. We think we can do that beyond just the air, on the ground as well. And some of the key, thing that keeps resonating me, the longer I do this and the more time I spend in the state, is just the access to our policymakers. You mentioned Senator Hoeven was there. We had a whole slew of state senators, representatives here. Sean Riley, the Chief Information Officer, Sherry Haugen Hoffert, the Public Service Commissioner. We have great access to our policymakers. That's a huge competitive advantage to our state.
If you're just joining us, Andrew Jason, Ecosystems Director for Emerging Prairie. We're talking about Autonomous Nation. So when you say the most autonomous state in the nation, were you guys out there test driving like autonomous trucks today, semis, cars? What was going on?
Yeah, so we spent about half the day at Microsoft's Fargo campus, kind of listening and hearing about what sort of the innovations happening from Bill Panels, the director of the DOT, and startups from really all around the world coming to the state. And right now, I'm calling to you from the middle of a field at Grand Farm, where we just witnessed a
Wow.
bunch of autonomous demos. We had DOT demonstrating some autonomous trucks. I was just driving an autonomous skid steer from the back of a cab, which was really fun. So drones, kind of the whole gambit of autonomy.
So when you look at the lay of the land of what's going on there, like as you know, in North Dakota, we're all kind of have that farm ag background, which farmers are extremely successful entrepreneurs. So as you look at what's been taking place today, where do you see opportunities for entrepreneurs, business people within our community?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of different aspects from then when you can start talking about autonomy. The one that is kind of the most obvious is workforce. I think a lot of people think of autonomy and they think of replacing people's jobs, but the simple fact of the matter is that there's not people right now to fill those jobs. So how can we have autonomy help augment workforce? So, for instance, lead follow vehicles, where basically the first truck is manned, the second truck is unmanned. You're kind of cutting the need for drivers in half, and then you can pay the driver a premium price for that. So workforce is a big one. Safety is a huge component. That's something that DOT is always thinking about when it comes to that. And then, the one thing that really also stood out to me is I'm just constantly amazed by the work happening up in Grand Forks, Grand Sky, and the Air Force Base there. You mentioned Hovind and the announcement there of the 24 range hawks that are going to be coming, and the 100 jobs or whatever it is. It's there's just so much opportunity right now that is happening, and specifically around ag. I think a couple of things is the workforce challenge, precision spraying when it comes to drone technology. So there's a lot there.
I mean, it's hard to just keep up. Like I'm trying to eat, sleep, and breathe this every day, and you're rattling off things. I'm like, wow, I didn't even hear about that one yet. So
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Exactly.
Andrew Jason, Emerging Prairie Ecosystems Director, live from Autonomous Nation. I got about 30 seconds left, my friend. Anything else you want to add or share?
No, autonomy is here. Agriculture's been leading the autonomy for decades now with the auto steer. Agriculture is going to continue to lead autonomy. So how can our state lead that?
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate the insight and